Once upon a time, outside the beautiful village of Cornish, South Ayrshire in Scotland, there once stood a Knockdolian castle. Situated by the river Stincher, a legend tells of a mermaid who used to sit on a large black stone at night, combing her long golden hair and singing for hours. It is said that the mermaid will often sing to the baby of the Laird and Lady of Knockdolian, which the young mother did not seem to appreciate. Annoyed by the singing, which she deems to keep her baby awake at night, the lady of the castle ordered the servants to break out the stone. Upon finding the distraction of her favourite sport, the mermaid laid a curse on the family with a song. As she sang, "You may think on your cradle, I'll think on my stone, and there will never be an heir to Knockdolian again." Not long after, the cradle was found overturned and the baby motionless beneath it. It is said that another never came to fill his place. Since then, until recent times, there never has been a direct heir to Knockdolian. Does it mean the curse of the mermaid came true? Now a ruin. The tales mention no names of the occupants where the story was set. Originally a property of the Graham family, later passed to McCabbin, who made extensive repairs to the castle in the mid-17th century. The estate later marks the seat of a branch of the Cathcart family, who built the mansion of Knockdolian nearby. The record seems to indicate the direct line of the McCabbin ended with Fergus McCabbin in the early 18th century, while the direct line of the Cathcart family terminated with the late Alexander Cathcart of Knockdolian. Though split into parts, the mermaid stone can still be seen today lying under the castle walls beside the water. In the spring of 2022, the Boar's Head Craft Club in Cornish were inspired to create a willow mermaid sculpture. With the help of the willow sculptor David Power, the stunning mermaid sculpture can now be seen in the heart of the village, with a plaque of the mermaid legend, and planned to be installed soon. In the charming fishing port of Padstow, on the north coast of Conwy, another tale of the mermaid curse took hold, captivating the hearts of the locals and visitors alike. Padstow was a busy fishing port, with its natural deep water setting. She was the only potentially safe harbour for the coasting trade when the most dangerous northwesterly onshore gales were blowing. Legend has it that long ago, a bustling harbour with boats large and small happily sailing in and out was under the protection of a mermaid who calls the place her home. All was well at Padstow until the day Tristram Bird, a local lad, bought a new gun. Eager to try out his new purchase, Tristram decided to go seal hunting. As he made his way to Hawker's Cove near the mouth of the harbour, he caught sight of a young maiden sitting all alone on a rock and combing her long and beautiful golden hair with a sea-green comb. Instantly struck by her beauty, Tristram declared his love to the maiden as if he was being enchanted and asked her to be his wife. The fair maiden turned down his proposal in no time. Enraged by her rejection, he cried, "You have bewitched me, and no other man shall have you. If I can't have you living, I'll have you dead." Showing no fear of his threat, the maiden stared at him with her sea-blue eyes and replied, "Shoot me if you will, but marry you I will not." Filled by this statement, he lifted his gun in fury and fire. When she pulled her glittering tail out of the water in pain, it was then he realized the maiden was indeed a mermaid. In her dying breath she cried out, "I curse this safe harbour," which was large enough to hold all the fighting ships of the Spanish Armada and your own. "And it shall be cursed with a bar of sand, which shall be a bar of doom to many stately ships and many noble life. I shall prevent this haven of deep water from ever again becoming a floating harbour safe at full tide." Her enchanting voice echoed through the winds, and followed by a terrible storm that roared over Padstow for 3 days. When it finally subsided, a bar of sand, now called the Dunbar, and can be seen stretching from Hawker's Cove to the opposite shore, covered with wrecks of ships and bodies of drowned men. Some say it was not Tristram Bird, but a local named Tom Yore, who shot the mermaid, mistaking her for a seal. What others think she was shot by her human lover, who tried to escape as she tried to lure him beneath the waves. Regardless of the versions of the tale, the Mermaid met with an unfortunate end and changed the foundations of Padstow Harbour and its surrounding waters for generations to come. Did the mermaid create the Dunbar? Was the curse real? Some claims the Dunbar was formed during the reign of King Henry VIII and has since accounted for more than 600 wrecks, beachings and capsizes, with HMS Whiting, a 12-gun Royal Navy warship, and the Antoinette, a 3-masted sailing vessel of 1,180 tons, being the most noted. Today, the estuary is regularly dredged, but despite the safer Eastern Channel and improvement in maritime technology, the Royal National Lifeboat Institute still deals with incidents at the Dunbar, with the most recent incident occurring in May 2020, where a boat capsized, leading to the death of a teenager. On to Wales and the gorgeous medieval town of Conwy in North Wales, now part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Behind its 13th century castle wall, the town is steeped in legend and myth, not only famous for its rich history and its many ghost tales, but also beset by the mermaid's curse. There are legends of flooded lands around the coast of Britain. Many of these sunken realms are said to be in Wales. One of them happened to lie under the sea in Conwy Bay. The lost land of Tino Helig was believed to be a mythical kingdom, arguably inundated in the 6th century. You can still see it on some old maps, and the locals indicate the ruins are visible at low tide. Morforwin, or mermaids, are said to have been seen in these waters regularly. Centuries ago, a captivating tale emerged about the discovery of a mermaid in the Conwy estuary. According to the legend, a group of fishermen encountered this mysterious creature, and some claiming she had become stranded during low tide, while others insisted she had been entangled in a fishing net. Distressed and yearning for the water, the mermaid beseeched the fishermen to release her. However, instead of heeding her plea, the men chose to exhibit her throughout the town, oblivious to her dire need for her aquatic habitat. As time went on, the absence of water took its toll on the mermaid, and she began to wither away, inching closer to her demise. In her final moments, filled with anguish and resentment, she cast a curse upon the town, unleashing a torrent of war, disease, and calamity. Over the centuries, Numerous catastrophic events that befell Conwy were attributed to the vengeful mermaid's curse. From devastating fires and floods to wars and outbreaks of illness, the town seemed perpetually haunted by misfortune. In most recent times, the locals believe that the mermaid's curse struck once again when the Conwy Civic Hall was engulfed in flames in 1966, the very spot where the mermaid cried out her curse. The library later met with the same fate. As the fire consumed the building, eerie accounts emerged of ghostly laughter resonating through the air, purportedly emanating from the mermaid's ethereal presence. Over the centuries, these tales recount the tumultuous encounters between humans and mermaids. They highlight the consequences of arrogance and ignorance and punish by the enduring power of a mermaid's wrath. The line between myth and reality may be blurred, but these tales serve as a timeless reminder that even the most enchanting beauty can hide a formidable and vengeful force.